because they think it's Russian. And they're like, okay, I get that. It's just a little weird when you say, like, it's now available at Dirt Cheap. Right. It's like, yeah, we know it's Stoli, obviously. But the point is, I was slacking some of my coworkers, and at one point I didn't capitalize Stoli and I didn't capitalize Dirt Cheap, and it was fine. And then the next thing I sent, I accidentally did capitalize it. I was like, oh, now I just look like a fucking idiot who doesn't know what he wants to do.
Oh, whoops.
Good.
Is it because of the way that they look, or is it because of how
they sound? I think they look great. Dodge Challenger is a nice looking car. I think it's just the ones around me.
There's a gang of them that terrorizes chases apart.
Yes, that is it. It's Dodge Challengers and some Dodge Chargers, and there's one, I forgot the name of it. It's the Dodge hatchback one. What is it called? It's not like a Bullet, but it's something like that. Like Magnum? Dodge Magnum. I think that's it, yes.
The early 2000s,
and you just have those cars.
Wagon of choice.
Yes. And you just have these people who have thrown the dumbass exhaust on it, so they just make the most terrible sounds, and all they do all night is just go up and down my alley, which is stupid. Like, it's got a bunch of potholes on it. Nobody should drive on this alley. It's a bad alley.
It's a bad alley.
And yet people
one bad alley spoils the bunch, you know.
Look,
yeah,
I've been down that alley. Great time here. I wouldn't take any car down that alley, let alone one with a questionable exhaust. Because you're not getting out of it.
I need to get the hell out of downtown St. Louis.
Speaking of St. Louis and getting the hell out of things, this weather needs to get the hell out of here. And before we get,
what do you mean this weather? It was 70 today.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I mean, I would rather it be a little colder too. Like, we had snow on the ground less than a week ago.
We did. It was,
but also nice. It was 78.
Correct. Hey, this is the Casual Hour podcast, ostensibly about video games, but mostly about hating Dodge Chargers. I'm Bobby Pease. Joining me this
Challengers
week.
are the worst ones. Chargers also suck to a less
Dodgers in general.
Dodgers the car,
and the Dodgers.
And the Dodgers. Yeah. With hot takes on baseball, with hot takes on cars, Chase Kinnicky, the gamer on the go. How are you?
If you want some hot takes on baseball,
it's going to be a while.
Oof. Yeah.
What? Oh, I don't know. I'm not playing.
Oh, there's a lockout. There's not going to be baseball for a little while. The 1 year I end up with like the season opener tickets. And now Rob Manfred comes out and he's like, yeah, I think we're just going to cancel the first two series of the season.
stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Good stuff.
almost as disappointing as that. Johnny Amzich, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. It's all as warm as of a welcome
Hey,
as
cold
I've ever
opens
had.
with warm welcomes. That's how we do it here at the Casual Hour.
78 degrees outside, -30 in here.
Johnny, people, you are just a fucking frozen pastry in a microwave to me. That's how hot you are.
Thanks, Bobby.
You're welcome.
It's good to see you too.
This is our March preview, the episode that Chase has painstakingly put together for us, where we're going to talk about the games coming out this month. To date this episode, it is March 2nd, 2022. We're going to be talking about all those games. We're going to be covering a few other games that we're currently playing, but before we get into all that stuff, February came and went. We'll discuss it, but it was a big month. I was surprised when looking at March. I didn't think anything else would really matter until later on in the year. I'm excited to talk to you guys about March, because March looks pretty good.
March has some good stuff in it too.
March has some good stuff. So stick around. We're going to cover that stuff later on. We got some current fun stuff to talk about. We're going to do that right now, and then we're going to tell you about our favorite games from February. Chase, what the hell is Gibbon Beyond the Trees?
Gibbon is it's a monkey. It's a type of primate.
It is.
Primate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Primate. Sorry, primate is the Pokemon. Yeah, you get those confused. So
it's a monkey?
Yes, it's a Mankey. Thank
Okay.
you. Gibbon is it's a side scroller. It's not an endless runner. I don't think it is. Seems like it's a story based game, but it has the feeling of an endless runner, and it's on iOS devices. I know it's part of the Steam Next Fest, and I think it got a demo out there. And I don't know if the PC version is coming later, or if maybe it's out now too.
There's a demo version on itch. That is the same as the one that's on Steam. There is a PC version that is coming later. It is fully out via Apple Arcade right now.
Yes. So that's where I'm playing it. I'm playing it on my iPad, and I think this game is really cool.
It's
got a great
gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it's got a great look. You play as this pink gibbon, and you're part of what seems like a family. There's a yellow gibbon, and then like a little baby white gibbon. And the whole thing is that you're running from left to right, and it plays a lot like Alto's Odyssey. Or Alto's
I was just going to say, from this trailer I'm watching,
yeah,
it's a good game.
Lots of Alto energy.
I mean, it looks a lot like it, but it also plays a lot like it. So the way you play it is you hold, well, at least on touch. I actually have no idea how this would play on a computer. I bet it would be.
I can tell you about it.
A lot.
I've checked it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But on touch, you hold with one finger down, and your gibbon will move forward and like climb up branches, and so you can climb kind of just hand to hand, keep going right that way. When you let go, it jumps, and then you can start holding again when you're ready to catch the next branch, and it'll keep going. You can also hold with both fingers or a two-finger hold, and now your gibbon will stand and run on top of a branch instead of kind of holding it from the bottom and climbing through it that way, swinging through it that way. And then you can also, when you have the two fingers down, if it's a decline, then you can do like a Mario style slide. And that slide goes really fast, and you can pick up a lot of speed from that. That's kind of it for the controls. I mean, they do later. There's a skate kind of system where you can do some flicks, and that'll let you do backflips, which don't really do anything while you're in the air. But once you land, it is very similar to Alto, where you gain a boost of speed if you can do one of those backflips before you catch on to the next branch. Oh, yeah. And that's basically it. And they use those systems in tandem to just make a really nice free-flowing game. I haven't run into any fail states yet. For most of the time, you can just land on the ground. Okay, you did. There are some waterfalls or something that you can fall down.
Yep.
Okay. But for the most part, there are sections. Like all the trees are connected to land, so the worst you can do, except for I guess those waterfall parts or some of those pits, is you just run on the ground. And running on the ground is kind of slow. Running on top of branches is also kind of slow. You'd rather be swinging with your arms, but it doesn't seem to matter too much when it comes to just completing the levels. And occasionally, your given partner will even jump in and kind of do this single player co op thing, where sometimes it'll jump up, and while you're in the air, you can grab onto its arms, and it can throw you up like it's fucking Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. And it just rules. It's just really fun.
There's a little blurb at the beginning of it that talks about like the deforestation and the impact it's had on this particular type of monkey. And I didn't get very far into it, by the way, so I don't know how deep you are into it. I don't know.
I'm only in like the 3rd stage, I think.
So I don't know like if you end up running from any of that stuff or if that plays into what you're doing in the game or not, but they do address it and talk about it there.
Yeah, I saw in the trailer there are like people shooting at you.
Okay, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Like so far, I've seen like some little villages and just kind of some scant people hanging around. But I imagine it probably gets to a point where things get a lot more industrial, and you probably start losing the trees and branches that you're able to freely walk over and swing through. But it's just a really nice feeling game. It does have, despite the controls being relatively simple, it does have a little bit of expression and control to it. So when you get to the end of a branch, what you're supposed to do is just let go so you can do your jump or your like ollie if this was a ollie kind of game. But if you keep holding on, your gibbon will actually just kind of hang on, and then it gives like a little rotation. So whenever you let go, you can get different trajectories off of that. So if you hold it too long, you kind of just end up flying up in the air and don't get very far. So it's really hard to catch the next branch, and you usually fall down closer to the ground. Whereas you want to hit it at the right spot, but sometimes you want to slow your momentum just a little bit so you can get to this high branch. So you hold it a little bit longer. It's just I think it's really freeform and it's really nice, and it just feels great. Bobby, how does it feel on the PC with I imagine you're clicking buttons, or are you holding keys?
So I was using a controller for this one on PC.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it does allow you to use a keyboard and mouse if you want to do that. Minimal input. But on a controller, it's your triggers. So holding down your left trigger is that walk across branches and slide, and you don't have to do anything special. If there's a decline, you just go down it. But then if you want to swing and go like arm over arm swinging, you hold down the right trigger as you're landing or launching. And that's really it. You're just pulling down 2 triggers. And also on Apple Arcade, using the backbone controller there, it's the same thing. So you can do touch if you want to, or you can use those mechanics on the backbone. It feels fine. Like there's nothing there that I would say like, I think it's a game that is designed pretty well for touch if you want to play it that way. And I think that's one of the beauties of, like, you mentioned Alto earlier, like the Alto games is they've got a good feel to them primarily because you can use a big fleshy finger to get the job done, and it doesn't feel like you're missing or have to be incredibly precise. The game kind of does that precision for you, which is really cool. So this is one of those rare occasions where I would say, like, you don't need to really focus on playing this elsewhere. If you have a tablet, or if you have an iPad or an iPhone in this case, it's really good as is on those. And it reminds me a little bit of, there was a game years ago called Tiny Wings, where
I love Tiny Wings.
Tiny Wings is great, man. And it's a different, like, it's not as precise, like the timing there, but there is some timing mechanics to keep that flow going. And Alto is still, I think, a better. It's like Alto and Tiny Wings mixed, in my opinion. Like those two are pretty good representations of what the game's doing with like movement. But we talked a few weeks ago about game feel, and I think that this has a pretty damn good one. It feels really good.
Yeah, the only problem I've had with it so far is I think it over tutorializes at the beginning. there is a lot of where the game will freeze time and stop you and show you with like a little line, like it's like you're playing a rhythm game almost. It's like, here's where you're supposed to put a finger down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, it's a really simple control scheme. I get it. I'm fine. I know what to do now. And then the game is like, well, now you need to let go. Yeah, I know. I'm good. And they're like, but now you need to do two fingers. Like, yep. Yep. And it goes through that a lot. Like I'm in like the third stage at this point. And I don't know how many stages there are. I don't think there's a ton. But it's still doing some of that. I don't need you.
Can you turn that off?
It doesn't seem like it. Not that I've seen. I mean, it doesn't. It's not doing it all the time. It's just doing it at the start of stages. But it's to the point now. It's like I understand the controls. You're fine. You can just let me go. I'll be okay.
I
that's
think,
a small quibble.
When we look ahead on our show, we cover a lot of different things near Game of the Year time, and we always have one for best looking or best style, and this one certainly has style for days.
An early contender for sure.
Oozes style, that one. Chase, what other thoughts on Gibbon or other games have you got going on?
That's about it. Like I think I'll get back to Gibbon here real soon. It does seem to be a pretty short thing, so I think I can complete that relatively quickly.
Nice.
Other than that, the usual suspects. More Destiny 2. That game is still a grind, a relatively enjoyable grind, but a grind nonetheless. I am having fun. Yeah, and whenever you're able to get online and we can go through more of the campaign stuff for you, that's been fun.
Yeah.
But it's Destiny 2. Still, that weapon crafting is a cool idea in theory, but to get
in practice, not so much.
To grind to get the patterns, the weapon patterns, so you can start actually crafting the weapons is so RNG based, and the drop rates are really low on getting the things that you need to make the patterns in the first place. That kind of sucks. And then I still have the problem where there are lots of really cool weapons in Destiny 2, and only a very small subset of those are craftable weapons. And once you craft a weapon, they kind of expect you to keep using those specific weapons to level them up so you can get the better perks on them. And there's a part of me that just feels like I'm wasting time if I'm not using those specific weapons, even if they're not the most fun or even the most useful in specific kinds of content. But it's like, I gotta have that weapon on, because if I don't have that weapon on, I'm not getting any progress. And then we have what's the point of me playing if I'm not making progress, right? And you just kind of can fall into some holes like that. But it's Destiny, and it's fine. I'm having a good time. I like the new areas and some of the new content that they've added.
I think it's the most enjoyable the game's been for a while.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. And then more Super Robot Wars, but that's eternal. Although Johnny breaking a little bit of news to me. Well, not to me. I heard like a split second before he told me. But a new Super Robot Wars game has just been fan translated.
This one just came out.
No, well, this isn't a new one. This is an old one. This is on a DS. But it just got a fan translation to English that never originally came over here. So Super Robot Wars W. I don't know what the W stands for.
Winning.
But probably, yes, it's probably about winning. I bet it's a world thing. It's something about the world. That would be my guess.
Worlds collide.
But yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
I downloaded it. I've got it. Got the patch.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to play it until I finish 30 and probably play a shit ton of other games before that. I have it, and that's the most important. Anyway, That's it.
Well, I'll hop in here. Quick update. Horizon Forbidden West continues to be an amazing video game. I'm really getting into some awesome story stuff. I had one of the coolest fights I've had in one of those games, and some games for a while. Really just fucking stellar moment. And I'm meeting some of the characters, and I've been doing quite a bit of the side stuff on it, but I'd say on the map, I'm like halfway through the map at this point, and just taking my time exploring it and turning things over, crafting, building things up, leveling my character. I'm going through and there's a whole like melee pit circuit, because they've really expanded on that combat, and there's some cool trial stuff you can do there, and you get these tokens, and that gets you into a bigger tournament, and if you do that, you get a legendary weapon. So I'm working on
I haven't
that.
done any of that stuff.
It's really fucking cool, man. Like the combo stuff they've introduced in this game is just nasty. Like you can go in, break somebody's block, do like this Reaper Scythe move, and then jump on them, bounce off, and like mid-air shoot them. It's just so fucking cool, like the combos, and you unlock those in the skill tree. So I've maxed out the melee skill tree, and I have all those abilities. I've maxed out my bow, and one of the abilities that, like the super that I have unlocked, one, I think when you activate it looks fucking awesome. She pulls up this dial, and it's all the parts on a beast, and she's like spinning it and taps it, and it increases your knockoff probability for when you're shooting those parts for the period of your valor. And I've been using the shit out of that. I've leveled that one up, and I can knock off these components, and I've really gotten into collecting like the legendary components that I use for crafting stuff. I'm having an absolute blast with that game. It continues to just surprise the shit out of me as I'm playing through it. So,
can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah.
Where do you find the time?
I don't sleep.
Okay, because I know another game that you've been playing for some ungodly reason.
Well,
and it's like, where have you found time to play Horizon? Because you're also
that,
doing that.
Let me tell you about this next one.
Okay.
Yeah, what the hell, Bobby? Why are you playing this game?
I'm not actively playing this one. I've been wanting to talk about it for a few weeks, but it just didn't, like, there's other things that were more current to discuss. But I've got probably about 6 to 8 hours in Lost Ark. And this game came over. It's been out for a while overseas. I believe it's a South Korean studio that makes this game. It is an MMO, which I have no business playing. I thought it looked like Diablo. I was like, hey, this looks more like a Diablo game than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lost Ark, not Ark, the dinosaur.
That's
other
what I was thinking at first,
yeah.
Chase.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
No. Lost Ark. So,
because I was like, I know that Ark was like a free game or something recently.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
maybe
this one's free to play.
And...
So,
yeah.
I was checking out Lost Ark, and it does feel like an action RPG. It's some of the fucking worst voice acting, dumb bullshit story stuff I've experienced in a while.
I've heard that.
Like, it's just not good. But again, like, I don't really know how much you play these types of games for that. I don't know how like deep the lore gets. I'm playing as an artillery.
That's a great question. Like I guess there are people out there who care about the Diablo story. I have never given a shit about that. It's all about builds for me.
Dude,
but
I'm skipping through
people out there.
all these fucking things and just going out and playing it. It does use so the movement's a little weird because it's all mouse based, and like when you're attacking, it's more like twin stick radial in a way, at least for my class. So like I'm playing as a heavy artillerist, and that shit's really cool. Your character looks awesome. The armor stuff is really well done. The weapon design is incredibly well done, and the abilities are neat. I think I'm probably at the end of that time with that game. Like if one of you said, "Hey, I'm getting into Lost Ark, will you hop in here with me?" I probably would just for shits and giggles one night. But like I just don't see a need.
I don't see that happening.
So I wanted to check it out again. Free game, no skin lost there.
Sure.
And I will only talk briefly here because this is not my song to sing tonight. But are we
getting a Star Citizen update?
No. Something a lot dumber than that.
Okay.
I have been very vocal the 5-6 years that we've been hanging out doing this show, right? Is that how long it's been?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be 6 years in June, isn't it?
Yeah,
God.
it is.
Jesus Christ!
So for
how did we let this happen?
For the last 6 years, I have vocally.
Now, Bobby, just before we get to your point, you did not make this decision under duress, right?
Yeah, nobody put a gun to your head.
Nobody put a gun to your head. In fact, some of your friends were actively discouraging you. What did you do? What happened?
You say actively discouraging me, but somehow I got a $30 stipend to play this. So we're talking about Elden Ring. Elden Ring's come out. You probably have not been able to escape anything Elden Ring, and if you don't like FromSoft games, it's been a really shitty time for you. And I have hated, loathed even, discussion about FromSoft, the circle jerk that happens with everybody around these games. Like, I've just been turned off from it. I've tried them. I've wanted to like them. I don't actively want to dislike these games, and they just weren't ever clicking with me. And I've heard people say, like, hey, this new one's coming out. It's like Breath of the Wild. You'll probably like it. I'm like, nah, that shit looks like Dark Souls. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Uh-huh.
And
there's a reason that looks like Dark Souls.
And they're like, well, George R. R. Martin, you know, you like Game of Thrones. He helped write this. I don't fucking care. I don't want to play this. It's fucking Dark Souls. Game's good. It's a good fucking game. I'm level 50.
Well, we lost him.
It's a fucking good game. And I don't know if I've ever been this surprised by something in all my time playing.
I don't know if I have either.
Yeah. So this, I want to be, I don't want to sit here and gush about something that I don't have a lot of business gushing, but I do want to bring a critical mind to this conversation because I have been, and I'm not like over the moon with this game like other people are. Like, I'm not sitting here saying this is Mozart masterpiece, 10 out of 10 video game, the best thing that's ever happened. I think it's an incredibly fascinating game. I find it very fascinating to be in. I think what they've put together here deserves praise as far as the scope and scale of what this game is doing, the secrets it holds, and the world that they've created is incredibly fascinating. And there's a curiosity I have about this game that I can't shake and ignore. And even as much as I love Horizon Forbidden West, and as much as I love Pokemon this year, and playing those games and enjoying those games, I've been compelled most nights to go back to this world and try and learn its secrets. That makes that, and Johnny, I want you to have your moment to talk about this.
Yes.
But
this is great for me right now.
But anybody who says that like, this game is more approachable, it's bullshit. It's not a fair thing to say because it's not. Like, this game is hard as shit. This game does nothing to teach you. Like, if you've seen any of the Soulsborne shit, you know exactly what it is. And I don't know if I love that. Like, I don't care that much about the combat right now. Like, I don't get super excited when I see something that's 3 stories tall and sweating. You know, I'm like, well, that's going to hurt. And it does. It hurts bad. But the thing that I am able to say is it's all me. Like, the game puts you in situations that test you, and it does things to make sure that you are capable, but it's fucking hard. The one thing I will say is that they give you outs. So it's not as much approachable as it is. Like, there's ways to get into these situations that doesn't force you to be stuck in a fucking 2x2 corridor with a skeleton mob on the other side and a boss behind you. Like, it doesn't do that to you where you're stuck.
You don't have, the tourist team is not your only way forward. You can dip out of there and go do something else.
And as I
Does
mentioned,
this game have fog doors?
Does it have what?
Does it have fog doors?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Souls mechanic. Okay.
Yeah.
So it does have places where it says you're in this arena and you're fighting this thing and you can't just run away. Okay.
Yep. So there's things too, like in the world. Like, I will say that they've added some stuff to the formula that Johnny can expand upon that have made traversing and navigating what your skills are a lot easier. And to take that concept of a corridor into an open world, I think plays into my fascination with it, because I've played a Dark Souls game. I've played Sekiro. I've played Demon Souls. I've played those games not to the length, but just to be like, yeah, I'm out. And what I do know about those is present in an open world setting at the same time, which is really weird and fascinating to me, that they've created an environment that is 100% open, but will absolutely wreck you if you allow it. And there's this, it's almost like, I don't know how to articulate this. I really don't know how to do it, because it's a video game and there's infinite abilities to come back. Like, it's not one and done. So like, I can die over and over and over and over, which I have, but each one of those deaths carries a weight that I haven't really experienced in other video games. Like, the death feels a lot heavier than what it probably is. And you do lose your runes, which is your currency, but also your XP. So you have to go back and grab that shit. But they give you very fair checkpoints to go and get those. Like even if you fall off a cliff, which I do quite a bit, they move it away from the cliff enough for you to grab and get back away from it. So
yeah,
there's some really nice quality of life stuff there. But I find the world really cool to be in. I like the upgrades. I'm doing a melee magic build, which is how I played Skyrim, and that feels pretty familiar, and that feels really good for how I'm approaching these, because I can get somebody away from me pretty quick or from a distance and like kind of test the water and then hop on my horse and go. So I'm not gonna say this is a bad game. I'm not gonna say it's a fantastic game. I'm gonna say it's a really cool game. It's a very interesting game that I find myself enjoying more each time I pick it up.
Music to my ears. Cool. Bobby, I am flabbergasted still at how much fun you've had with this game, and the fact that you and I and friend of the show Jason have been able to link up and be your stewards or your tour guides, I guess.
That's honestly, without you two, I don't think I'd be playing it.
It's been fantastic. It's been one of my favorite things that has happened since we started playing games together. Because you know how much I love these games, how much I admire FromSoft and you know what they do. And this has always been a thing that we've never been able to relate and share with one another. And so having you reach this point, it's really weird for me. I'm still getting used to it. But I will play this game with you as long as you're willing to put time into it. I will help you fight whatever bosses you need help getting through. And
we're up against the main boss right now. Of like, there's 5 lords, and we've cleared out a lot of the trash, and you're at the second lord, I think, or past that. I'm at the
third.
First. Silly me. I'm at the first lord. And by the way, like, I don't know if anybody was curious. These games are gross.
Yeah.
These games are really fucking gross.
In
a lot of ways, just visually, they're fucking gross.
Yeah, lots of weird body horror.
Oh.
Even just the environments. So, was that closing thoughts on Elden Ring for you?
Oh yeah, dude! Like, step in.
So yeah, I've
Talk
also
about your favorite game of all time, Johnny. It's okay.
I've been playing Fortnite with.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just knock that out of the way real quick. So I had never played a full game of Fortnite before. I downloaded it when it first came out, and it was, I think, after I had played PUBG, and I was like, okay, this isn't for me, and I dipped out before the match had even completed. And recently we allowed our son Jude to play Fortnite, and you know, because his friends play it, and you know, it's just another thing that he can do with his friends that isn't Roblox or Minecraft. And a few days ago, he's like, Dad, will you play duos with me in Fortnite? I said, okay, fine. Why the hell not? I'm always looking for, like, he's only 9, but I already feel him like.
You're like, only if you load up Elden Ring with me, son.
Let me teach you some things, Jude.
So we did, and
you see that signal tree? It'll kill you.
It'll fuck you up. And yeah, you know what? The game's not bad. It's not a bad game.
Sure, I mean, it can't be a bad game if it's got this much popularity and this much.
Sure, it's going to be a casual Friday. The 3 of us and Jude play Fortnite.
Hell no, I ain't playing fucking Fortnite.
No, he's not going to stay up that late. We played.
I'm not going to stay up that late.
Yeah, we played 4 rounds of duos together, and we've won 3 out of 4. And
wow! Look at you.
So
he's not just griefing you.
No, we're a team. Like we.
Okay. Well, I know you're a team, but that doesn't mean he can't grief you.
No, he takes it super seriously. We always go to where the Daily Bugle is and get our web slingers, because there's web slingers in the season.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Why wouldn't
play this? He was a fucking stormtrooper wearing Spider-Man gloves.
Yeah, it's weird. It's
through
weird
Fortnite, while also having guns.
This game makes me tired.
It's weird. It's a really weird game. And yeah, I'm really having fun with it because he's basically ruined Minecraft for me. I can't play that game with him anymore. And it's nice to have something that we can do together that is fun for both of us. And yeah, and I've also, like Bobby, I put a ton of time in Horizon before Elden Ring came out, and then Elden Ring came out. And
shout out to Katalo.
Since Katalo's great. Since Thursday at 5 p.m. when Elden Ring unlocked, I have put around 40 hours into this game, and it's...
How bad do you smell?
I've been bathing,
In
every
blood.
other day. Yeah, so it's no secret how excited I was for this and how hyped I was, and this game has met and then smashed through whatever expectations I had for it. It is, by the time I'm done with it, and even now, like it's going to be up there with my favorite games I've ever played. And being able to share it with Bobby has made it even more special experience, but it's exactly what I wanted it to be. And I was a little worried that all the stuff I was consuming, all the media, all the coverage, all the like network test footage, and all the stuff I was watching and reading and taking in before it came out would spoil parts of it for me. And it has not whatsoever. That game is layers deep. Every time I play it, I find something new and surprising. It rewards your curiosity in a way that I'm not sure any game I've ever played prior to this has. Maybe Breath of the Wild, but also I feel like the rewards you get in Elden Ring for your curiosity are more impactful to your experience.
Whoa. Is this man talking bad about Korok seeds?
I mean, you said it. Like,
yeah.
You know the worst part about that, really quick? The fucking, you just get a shit trophy.
Pile of shit. They're like, hey, here you go.
Good job.
Congratulations, you wasted your time.
I mean, come on. Anyway,
yeah, so
I think that I will just chime in there on that I adored the exploration of Breath of the Wild. I thought it was really cool. But this, it like expands. It's like a choose your own adventure book where it's like, okay, go to page 56. And page 56 might even be a completely different author, a different fucking book completely somehow. Like it just teleports into something completely different. If you pull on the string.
You know when you're reading a choose your own adventure book and it's like, hey, go to page 56, and you get to page 56 and it says, you just died.
Yeah.
That's what Elden Ring sounds like to me.
You know what killed you? The fucking taint of a giant in a tree. I got death by snooze by a fucking giant in a tree.
Yeah, so this is like Dark Souls 4, 5, and 6, like all together. It's that massive.
I hate that phrase.
What?
And I'm
just because, like, when that got used for the Old Republic, it was like, this isn't KOTOR 3, this is KOTOR 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah.
I've seen that going around. And yeah, like Bobby said, this is just as unforgiving as those other games are, but the ability to hold triangle, hit right on my D-pad, hop on my horse, and bolt the fuck out of there if I'm not ready to face whatever's in front of me, or just to get away. It has changed the approach. There's a jump button in the game now when you're just on foot, which has never existed except in Sekiro. Stealth, you can be very stealthy if you want to, and like hiding in grass and stuff.
Grappling hook from Sekiro. I understand why it wouldn't.
That would be fun. Yeah,
that would be cool.
But you said pushing triangle. You're playing this on a DualSense?
I am. Yeah,
you're not playing this on a Ring Fit controller?
No, I'm not that good.
I hear that's the only way to play.
I'm playing it on a banana.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go.
That same guy.
Donkey Kongas.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, and like, as soon as you get out into the world, there is a boss right there that was going to let you know, like, hey, this game will fuck you up. Yeah. And you could just easily skirt around him. And The storytelling and the lore and all that stuff is just, I think it might be a little bit more overt than it has been in previous games, but it's still like a lot of it's very obtuse. And, like today, I was wandering around an area that I thought I had found a lot of the stuff that there was to find around there. And turns out, nope, I didn't. I found three NPCs that I had somehow missed. I
didn't miss them. They just are only there certain days of the week.
Exactly.
Oh God, it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
Only fish Stricklands on Fridays.
I found this tower that you have to figure out a puzzle to unlock, and then I got another slot for my magic because I'm doing like Bobby, a hybrid strength/intelligence build. So I'm using a sword that scales with my intelligence in terms of the damage that it outputs, and also I'm carrying a staff in the other hand. So I'm casting and swinging. I do not have a shield equipped anymore because I got to keep that.
You don't need defense when you have this good of an offense.
Sure, but I don't want to fat roll. I don't want to be over encumbered.
Yeah. How many item descriptions have you read? So
a lot. Like if it's something that catches my eye, like usually on a weapon, or if I'm in a dungeon and I find some armor specific to that dungeon, I'll read the item description because it just tells a little bit about hey, this is
that fucking video clip of somebody who took the Willem Dafoe interview where he's describing his character from Boondock Saints. He's gay, he's into classical music, and they're like like when you read the lore from a Dark Souls character,
it's exactly what it is.
It's just him describing.
Man, I sincerely love the lore in the Dark Souls games. I think it's really good, and
you're the Lorax of Dark Souls.
Yeah. So
we got to stop talking about this game, or Chase is going to kill us.
Is this the best one of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
For me, I think.
Yes, it is.
I think maybe Bloodborne, just from like a pure style. Like I love the look of Bloodborne so much, and I'm sad that I never finished that game because I was like, oh, there's a rumor it's coming to PC sometime soon. And that was like 2 years ago.
Any day now.
Yeah, guys, look, I love this game so much.
We've been talking a lot off pod, and I think that we're streaming this game enough. We've got a quick look of it. I know it's not all three of our favorites, and as somebody who used to hate hearing about this stuff, Chase, this is it. This is the only time until Game of the Year that we will bring it up.
I find the discussion interesting about these games. I don't mind listening to some of it, but yeah, this is not what I'm going to play. But Johnny,
yeah,
when they make a new Armored Core game, I'll play. I'll play with you then.
So will I. Last thought
from also made Armored Core.
Oh, they did. Yes,
got it.
So the thought is that they might make a new Armored Core, or make an Armored Core that's set in kind of a Souls style game.
Yeah.
Well, when you put mechs in there, I'll jump in.
That's fair. So going from Horizon to this, like these are two games that have made me like audibly out loud go whoa, and in two very different ways. Horizon, it's very like vibrant and just gorgeous. It's a feast for the eyes. And this game, like, just as a final example, I was just wandering around, which is something I've been doing a lot, and I find this small building with a circular platform on it with a button in the middle that's like signifies an elevator in these games. So I was like, okay. So I walk in, I step on the elevator, and I go down, and I go down, and I go down.
Baby,
for a really long time. And finally it stops, and I'm in this whole underground city that has like stars in the sky.
Have you seen the Matrix rave scene, Chase? That's where he was at.
Exactly. It's exactly that. And it was massive. It's insane how much of this game there is.
It's insane how pretty a game can be and equally turn around and show you how disgusting it can be.
Yeah. And so that is one of my favorite moments of this year. And then the boss fight for that is one of my favorite Souls boss fights ever. So yeah, I'm going to keep playing a bunch of that. I'm going to get back to Horizon because that story is really going some places I want to see through. And I will shut up about Elden Ring now.
Chase, thanks for letting us do that.
Anytime. Well, not anytime. One time, I guess.
Well, shall we talk about something a little bit more approachable by all of us?
Well, unfortunately, we have to talk about February before we talk about March.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so, yes, as we do with our monthly previews, we first take a look back at the month that was, and see what our picks were, and see how our picks, how they shaped up. That's not the phrase. What am I thinking of?
Ship up or ship out, baby.
My picks for February were Webbed, which we did a quick look on, and I thought the game was pretty cool. I haven't played too much since, but I still think that game is really cool.
It is neat.
The Destiny 2 Witch Queen DLC, which we just talked about here, I'm having a pretty decent time with. And then Rise of the Third Power, which I did note I would probably not play it, and lo and behold, I did not play it.
Yay! Congratulations.
But it does seem like a neat RPG, and I would like to play that. I think it's RFL, I believe, is the kind of prequel. Well, the game that came before it, and I have that one downloaded, and I mean to play it at some point as well. Anyway, Bobby, you had Horizon Forbidden West, and I think we're all very well aware of how you feel about that game. You had Dying Light 2 Stay Human, and you have been vocal about that game as well as we've gone on. You're still... Did you finish that game?
I'm really close to the end of that one. I am going to eventually get back to it. I was thinking March would be the month, but I might not be there in March.
Okay. All right.
Same.
Ollie World, you hated that one. Bummer. Sorry about that one. And then you also had Destiny.
Yep.
And Johnny, you had some game called Elden Ring.
Yep.
You want to talk about that a little bit? Tell us what's up with that.
Ring Kings, baby.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also had Horizon Forbidden West, and then you said Sifu looks kind of neat, and I think you do think that game is kind of neat.
That game's really cool.
We have a quick look at that one up as well, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I think if that game goes on sale, I will pick that up.
Very cool. Well, let's move on to the month of March, and to start with, we will talk about the games that you can pick up for free. First, the Xbox Games with Gold for the month of March, even though some of these dip into April. On Xbox One, you can get The Flame and the Flood from March 1st to March 31st. Have you played this one?
Yep, I got it on Switch. It's neat.
Okay, it does. It did seem like a Bobby game. There's crafting, there's traveling.
It's hard.
There's a dog.
It's hard.
I believe that.
But it's really cool.
Nice. And also, Street Power Soccer is available from March 16th to April 15th. And they're not making a new FIFA Street anytime soon. So if you want to do some street kind of soccer and play around that way, that seems like a decent one of those. And then for your Xbox 360 game, Sacred 2 Fallen Angel is available from March 1st to March 15th. That's an action RPG that's got some co-op. I think that game looks fucking terrible when I saw a trailer of that. Like, wow, we've come so far. Man, I thought the Xbox 360 had some nice looking games, but maybe
this is a Deep Silver joint.
Is it really? Okay, I guess I could believe that. I mean, it might be a good game. It did not look good in my opinion. And then also SpongeBob's Truth or Square is available March 16th to March 31st.
That's the game. That's the ticket.
Yeah. Yeah, you think so? What was the other SpongeBob game that just got the remaster?
Battle for Bikini Bottom.
That's right. Yes. So if you played that and didn't hate it, you could play this SpongeBob platformer. The secret recipe of the Krabby Patty's been lost, so you got to go find it. That's the thing.
That's fun.
That's the goal. Yeah.
Fun.
On PlayStation Plus, PlayStation 4 Ark Survival Evolved, not to be mistaken with Lost Ark. Two different games.
I get that one confused with Rust.
Sure, because those are just similar games.
Yeah.
Ark is the one with dinosaurs, and Ark is the one that will eventually have Vin Diesel in it. Vin Diesel's
That's
been,
when I'll pick it up.
yeah, he's been confirmed for the second game, and I don't know when that's coming out. And then also Team Sonic Racing, which is a sequel to Sonic and All Stars Racing Transformed, which I hear is a really good Mario Kart kind of game.
This one or the last one?
I remember Racing Transform being the one that people talked about, but I think people also like Team Sonic Racing. It seems like it's. I don't think it's quite a double dash thing. I think the team is more just you kind of have racers that are in teams. I don't know, but those Sonic Racing games have actually been pretty good from what I hear. So I might end up picking that one up. Those are your PlayStation 4 games for the month of March. Your PlayStation 5 games are kind of interesting. The first one is Ghost Runner, which is that first-person platformer. It's got a great look to it and looks real fast. Did you enjoy that, Bobby?
I played it on PC, and it is very fast to the point where I thought it was a little uncomfortable to play.
Too fast.
Too fast, especially in a first-person game. I was just like, "Whoa, pump the brakes here, baby."
Too Fast, Too Furious?
But there are, and it's got a little bit of super hot DNA, like it's like a one-hit kill type deal. So it's neat. Like it's a cool concept. I would probably enjoy watching people play that game more than I would enjoy playing it myself.
Yes, that's something where I would like to watch a speedrunner or just somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yep.
Because if you don't, it seems like a lot of trial and error.
Yep.
Which can be cool.
Like my friend Pedro is a good example. Like people who are really good at that are fun to watch, but if you're just like flailing your arms about, not good.
God, my friend Pedro, what a good pull there, Bobby. Thanks. Man, I wanted to really like that game.
Yep.
And then to follow up, we're getting another Ghost game here. Ghosts of Tsushima Legends. This is not the full Ghosts of Tsushima experience. This is the standalone multiplayer or co-op-y kind of game. Johnny, you're the Ghost of Tsushima guy. What is this exactly?
I never played it.
Okay.
I think
it's one that has classes in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you pick a class, you can level that class up. Co-op PvE shit. It looks cool.
Yeah, it does. It does have some story stuff to it. It's not
people
just
seem to like it.
PvP stuff.
But I never played it. I just stuck with the single player game.
Okay. Well, those are out on PS Plus. Bobby, I'm going to throw it over to you real quick to talk about the games that are coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, for sure.
What do we get?
We had a late edition in February for Alice Madness Returns. That's a EA Play to PC launch. But on March 1st, we got Far Changing Tides, a game we'll talk about later on. March 3rd, Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13.
Your favorite of the Final Fantasies.
Is that the bad one? Is 13 the worst one? That's the bad one.
I don't know about the worst, but
I wouldn't say it's the worst, but also Lightning Returns is the third Final Fantasy 13 game.
Okay. Is it
the second one?
What's the one that you hated, Johnny, that made you mad? It was so bad?
13. Okay. The first one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's original 13, which is a very long, not very open RPG. And then I guess it's Lightning Returns is the second one. What's the third one? Didn't they make a third 13? Maybe they didn't. Maybe I'm wrong. Keep going, Bobby. I'll bring this up if I need to.
And these were just added recently the last few days, but we've got Kentucky Route Zero coming to cloud, console, and PC. People who like that game like it a whole lot. And speaking of things that people like that others don't, March 10th, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, best narrative of last year, out on cloud, console, and PC. Square Enix says this game did not perform where we want it. Put it on Game Pass.
That kind of makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like if you want people to try it, then you get them there. Sony's going to give you Microsoft's going to give you a cut of those sales. So maybe you can recoup the costs.
Is a huge win for Game Pass. Like I didn't finish it, but the little bit that I played of it, really fucking solid, and I think that's a awesome single player
I
game for that.
love that game.
Yeah.
Lightning Returns is the third one, Chase.
Is the third. There was a Final Fantasy 13 too. That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Moving on here, you get Lawn Mowing Simulator, which has been out on the PC side of this, but you're getting it on console. A Memoir Blue is coming on March 24th. Crusader Kings 3, Johnny, that's the game that you like a whole lot. I think that was PC only, but will be on the series family of consoles.
Yep.
Weird West is coming supposedly on March 31st, and then I don't know about PC, but definitely console. That's that Devolver game we'll talk about. And then I feel like we talked about this game I feel like we've shown Shredders on here before.
Yeah, I guess it got pushed.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Shredders is that really slick-looking snowboarding game. That's going to be hitting sometime in March on Game Pass day and date.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm excited to check that one out.
I'll briefly run through these. We're losing a handful of games in March as well.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Hypnospace
Good stuff is going
Outlaw
away.
is going to be put in the vault alongside Killer
Already gone.
Already gone.
February 28th, so it's already out.
Killer Queen Black, Stealth Inc. 2, A Game of Clones, Two Hua Luna Nights, I think. I don't know.
I think you'd pronounce that as Toho.
Toho?
Think.
And then Titanfall, as they were shutting down the servers for the original game, has been removed from the EA Play. Near Automata, you guys don't like that game at all. That's leaving on March 15th.
Not a bit.
Torchlight 3 and The Surge 2 all heading off of Game Pass in March. And that is your Game Pass update.
All right, with that, why don't we talk about the games of March? And we'll start with one that came out yesterday. Well, yesterday as of our recording right now. If you're listening to the show on Friday or after that, it would have been played before. Anyway, you know how it works. Elex 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
I guess so. PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. I wrote down in the notes, this looks like a Bobby game.
I was really tempted by it.
Am I right on that?
I have the first one shared with me from my cousin. He told me that it's a cool game, very expansive, the first one that is, but very janky in its execution. And as I looked online, this is hovering around like the 60 and below mark in a lot of places. And I think that one of the reviews said if there's absolutely nothing else to play, this is worth your time. But
you do have some other stuff to play, so maybe this is a wait.
If I really wanted to scratch this itch, I will probably just download that first one and see what it's about, because I don't think that they're too mechanically different from what I'm reading and seeing there. But I
this one does, like from the trailer, it has kind of like a Dragon Age look to it.
Yeah, like Dragon Age or some like a New Vegas vibe.
I wouldn't sully the New Vegas title with this, but okay.
Yeah, but I think that the one thing I know about this game is that there are systems for systems in it, and you can customize and tinker to your heart's content. The worlds feel somewhat alive, but all in all, like pretty shitty voice acting, some character modelization, and all that shit there. So,
also, what is this setting? Like, is it?
I don't know, dude.
Like, it went from fantasy to sci-fi in like a snap of the finger.
And like post-apocalyptic, like Mad Max shit.
What's
hell
happening?
is this?
I don't know.
Okay, let's just move on. Also came out on the 1st, and Bobby already mentioned this as a Game Pass title, but Far Changing Tides is out for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. Bobby, you were a big fan of Far Lone Sails, am I correct?
Yes, you are. I am so excited to check this game out. I've got it downloaded on my PC here, and I cannot wait to see what they've done with this one. It is such a cool concept of a game.
Yeah. It's got a good look to it.
Yeah, very good look, very moody. It's got a feeling and a vibe for sure, and it can be a very isolating experience, so just know that getting into it.
Was the first one also this kind of 3D, 2.5D thing?
They
okay,
very similar, but you had more of like a land barge. that you would interact with, and there's times where they feel a lot like a Playdead game, and like the puzzling that comes from those games are very similar to what you would get here.
I don't know why. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game and just conflating the two. But I remember a game that was similar to this, but it was specifically 2D. Like the art was 2D.
Honestly, I think that this is your same vessel from the first game that you just upgraded to go under.
I could see that.
Water.
Okay.
So I can't wait to check it out. I'm really excited.
Well, tomorrow or whenever sorry, the date thing. March 3rd. Watch out, Elden Ring. You got the new hotness in town, Babylon's Fall.
What the fuck is this?
It's it's a Platinum game. Right. Platinum, the makers of Bayonetta and Nier Automata and lots of other fantastic games and also some not so fantastic ones. This is their new big action RPG that Square Enix is publishing. And Square, what are you doing? Why would you put this game out right next to Elden Ring when it looks like Elden Ring but worse? Yeah, it looks so bad.
I guess I missed it. I thought that there was a demo that was coming out for this.
There was it was like a network test thing or a beta thing, and people did not like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it did not help the game whatsoever.
Is it co-op? It looks co-op.
Yes, I believe it is heavily co-op. Hey, get in here and smash stuff up with your friends. It's got like a
service.
I think it's supposed to be like a Destiny-ish kind of like, hey, you can
because that's worked out
go around and
people
keep building stuff. It's just there's something about there's like a screen effect. It's like some kind of like Vaseline over the whole screen, and it just makes it all look fucking terrible.
Let's just do a quick rundown, if we can, of Square.
Sure.
So Square wants so fucking bad to have a live service hit, and they keep trying to do this other shit, and they've obviously, Final Fantasy's done really well for them. Okay, I'm not saying they don't have that, but
eventually.
Yeah, but when I look at
we all know the story about 14, how it went real bad before it got good.
Right. I'm talking. They've got Marvel's Avengers, which was a goddamn shit show. They then put out Outriders, which same fucking concept, like very hollow experience. But they then say, "Well, Babylon's Fall. This is going to be it for us," and this just looks like some pretty bad fan fiction.
I mean, so Platinum is a name that a lot of people trust, that a lot of people still have really good feelings about. And I just don't. This is not the game I want from Platinum. It really is disappointing.
Damn.
Especially because we still have not gotten Bayonetta 3.
Or Persona 5 on PC or Switch.
Well, that's not a Platinum joint. That's Atlas.
Yeah.
Slightly different, but we also haven't gotten that. You're right.
I still want it.
I also want it. I just don't think Platinum or Square Enix can do much about that.
Well, they should. They should get to it.
Babylon's Fall makes me sad. I genuinely hope that it turns out to be a good game. But man,
this will end up being on.
To be on Game Pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that. It just also the timing. I don't understand Square's timing with this. And there's another game coming out this month that also has terrible timing from Square. That is just, what are you doing? Come on, Square. You got to get it together. We'll move on. Also on the 3rd, a musical story coming to PC, Switch, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and iOS devices. I can't remember where we talked about this before. Was this on a Nintendo Direct, maybe?
Is this the one? Yeah, this is when we go into the coma.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember. It's a rhythm game, but it kind of goes through the 70s. Yeah. I love the look of this. I don't think I love the look of the rhythm part of the game, and it's shown really briefly in this trailer. Here it is. Like that's this kind of circle stuff. Not sure I'm in love with that.
Yeah, I believe that it's supposed to be a pretty heartfelt story too. Again, like your band is trying to help you while you're in a coma, and I don't know if like the music is trying to help you like navigate out of it. I keep thinking about the Mars Volta, the Deluge in the Comatorium or whatever that first album was from them. It's about one of their members who ended up, I think, unfortunately dying, but drug-induced coma, and the album was about trying to get him out of that coma, and that's what this reminds me of.
I'm just bad at rhythm games.
I am also bad at rhythm games. But yeah, I really like the look of this one. If it gets good reviews, maybe I'll check it out. But yeah. Anyway, on the 4th, Gran Turismo 7. The 7th Gran Turismo. They haven't made any others.
I know it's a good game. I know people like them. I just don't think I could care any less than I do about this.
Yeah. PS4 and PS5. Johnny and I had a conversation about this earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, maybe you can help me, Bobby. I did not play Forza Horizon 5 because I wasn't going to play it on my Xbox One. I was going to wait for a Steam Deck, which should be coming out relatively soon. To me, anyway, it's out for other people. So I could just play that game. Why do I want to play Gran Turismo 7, Bobby? Why? Why do I have this compulsion to maybe play this?
One of the most competitive people I know. You are somebody who likes to build and create and craft.
Mm-hmm.
You are a Sony fanboy.
Oh, God, I never... No, that's not true.
You are a Sony fanboy.
I might be a Nintendo fanboy. I don't think I'm a Sony fanboy.
But I think that you've also been trying to figure out what's going to stick for you because you've been playing some service type games and you've been eating some comfort food and you haven't had a gripping game yet this year outside of Pokemon. And
also, those wheels are real round.
They are really round, and the ground is very wet.
Yeah. And I have no doubt that this will be a spectacle to play. And I mean, you've got a PlayStation 5. Again, showing it right now, you are a photo mode junkie, and this is probably one of the best one of those.
So is Horizon.
That's true, right? I'm not going to get this. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to get this. I'm going to wait for Forza Horizon. That's the game I know I'll enjoy. This I think I would probably like for like 5 minutes, and then I'd get to all the fiddly bullshit that these games require, and I would end up hating it. I've only played Gran Turismo 3 A-Spec back on the PS2. It was actually my cousin's copy, and I played it a little bit with him. I don't think I like Gran Turismo.
I bet you. So I mean, it's no secret, at least in our circles, but Sony's working on some sort of upgrade to their current offering of like PS Now and PS Plus that's rumored to be called Spartacus, that might have not maybe day and date, but swiftly added later on first party titles and other things like that. And I could see this being a type of game that would be on there as like this is a game that you can get by signing up for it. So if you end up doing something like that, you might have an access to it. Who the fuck knows though? The long story short, I don't think you should buy it. I
also don't think I should buy it, but Johnny said those wheels are really round.
You got a round wheel and a wet ground, man.
They're just so round.
I would like to hear more about it if you get it, but not for me.
Johnny, are you tempted by those wheels?
Yeah.
But why would you do something on the same day that you're going to be doing something else? Is my question.
I mean, that's that's more important for me, because also on March 4th, Triangle Strategy comes out for the Nintendo Switch. We've talked about that game already. I talked about the demo and the first 3 chapters of that. I have some issues with it, but I think overall it's going to be something that'll be enjoyable enough that I'll want to check out. So yeah, I'll probably be playing that this Friday and for the foreseeable future. And
Johnny, are you going to get this one?
I'm going to wait to see what the review said. But
I don't think that you're in a spot to be getting anything that you're not 100% invested in.
That's also very true. So I don't know. Like I'm really interested in it. I'm
Check out
excited
the
to
demo,
see.
man.
Yeah, and I think that demo's sticking around. So even once the
Okay.
game is out,
Maybe
you
download.
can go play those first
It's
3
been
chapters.
a couple weeks since I've touched my Switch.
That
Yeah.
makes me sad. And then Bobby, are you gonna check this one out?
Triangle Strategy?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
I appreciate it. And if truth be told, if I was going to do something like this, I probably would finally go back and play Octopath, a game that I've already got that I didn't finish.
I was hoping you would say Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valentia, and then I remembered I own your 2DS now.
Can I
So
borrow my
that's
old
definitely
2DS
not
and
happening.
play that?
No, because Johnny's about to hack it for me.
Oh, okay.
So no, mine.
No.
But you know what I
would
will
never
play?
do that.
I mean, it won't be hacked, and certainly not by Johnny. That would never happen. Don't sue us, Nintendo.
They love to do that.
All right. What Bobby might be playing is a game that comes out on the 9th, and that is Ignited Steel, which is, I think, coming out for other... Yeah, you should probably get this one. This does seem like it will be coming out to other platforms later this year, but for now, it's just coming out on PC.
This is just Into the Breach.
It is just Into the Breach.
It's fucking awesome, dude. The demo's out right now on the Steam Next Fest, and we did a quick look for it, and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it seems like it's got some really cool ideas to it. But yes, at the end of the day, it's basically just Into the Breach, and that's good enough for me. So that Steam Deck can't get here soon enough because this is going to be a game I want to check out on it.
There's some really cool customization. Sure. It's got some FTL elements also.
Yeah, it's like they took both of Subset games and said, "What if we put them together?"
Yeah, I'm very much into this. And Chase, you've mentioned a few times about the Steam Deck. This is a really opportune time. Those have been shipped out. They did put out a notice that they're gonna. Everybody who's in that first wave will have theirs by the end of March, and they said that the next wave should be starting up in April. So fingers crossed, April.
We'll see. On the 10th, Grand Mountain Adventure is coming to PC and Switch. I think this might have been an iOS game before.
I played it.
Okay. Yeah? What do you think?
It's cool. It's like, I keep thinking about Micro Machines when I play it.
This is just the skiing game that used to be on Windows.
I haven't seen any Sasquatch or Abominable Snowman that come out and get you. But
is this Johnny's new bit where he's going to look at a game and just say, "This is just the
Maybe don't make a game that looks exactly like
Welcome. That. Well, yeah, Elden Ring. This is just Dark Souls.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Somebody put Dark Souls in my Zelda.
So lazy.
No, it's cool. It's a neat game. The demo's fun. It's got a really cool texture to the snow. The snow's very well done. And, this scooting around at that level is a lot of fun. It is a very chill game.
I do like this camera angle. It reminds me a little bit of the last SSX game that came out on 360. It had a mode where you had to like outrun an avalanche that was going on, and it had this kind of front top-downy looking view to it, and I thought it was really cool.
It is on iOS, and that's probably a pretty good spot to play it.
Yeah, you think that's better?
Yeah, I mean, I will. Because it's just, holding down your mouse and moving it around to like kind of angle where you're going, and using your finger to do the same thing is probably a bit more comfortable.
Okay.
And you have that new iPad, probably be really good on there.
That's true. That's I was kind of hoping to play this on Switch, but if it feels better with the touchscreen, then iPad might be the way to go.
I'll get back to you on that for sure. I'll put a little bit more time with it there, but I don't think it's very expensive. I think it's like $2 or $3 on iOS also. So
okay. Also on the 10th is Aztec, AZTECH.
I get it.
Forgotten Gods. It's coming out for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. I like the name. I like puns. I don't know if I don't know.
Doesn't look very
I don't
good,
know.
man.
It looks fine.
I like I like the concept of like jumping around these arenas and fighting big bosses like that. That seems kind of cool, but yeah, I'm not in love with the look. I don't know. Would be interested to hear more about this game when it comes out.
Sure.
Also on the 10th is a pretty jam-packed day. Chocobo GP is coming to the Nintendo Switch. Because, there's not going to be a Mario Kart 9. It's going to still be a little while until we get those new Mario Kart 8 Deluxe tracks. So if you want some kart racing action, here's a Square game.
Got you, baby.
That's old? This is an old game, right? This is just like a remaster of a PlayStation 1 game, I think.
I think
it's
right.
a new game.
You think it's new?
It says, welcome to Chocobo's newest racing adventure.
Okay, maybe it is new then. I believe I hear that Cloud is like some DLC.
Oh.
Like day and date DLC, so if you want to play with Cloud. I think that's what I heard. Anyway, it's probably fine. It's a kart racing game. Those are fun. We haven't gotten those for a while. I mean, we're about to. Because that Disney Storm Mickey's.
Oh yeah.
Storm Disney Pixar Racing Storm. Just say Storm a couple more times. Yeah, but this isn't free to play. You need to pay for this one.
You got to pay to play.
On the 11th, WWE 2K22 is coming for the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. They took a year off to make this game. Guess
who's in it?
Yeah, the wrestlers are in it. The Sasha Banks, the Roman Reigns, Rey Mysterio. Oh, sure. Yeah, no, he's interacted with WWE enough where he's probably in this. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Is that real?
That's real.
I would believe it. He got powerbombed off stage at one point by Kevin Owens. That's fun.
Nice.
He is wrestling.
Is Bad Bunny in this game? He's been doing a lot of WWE stuff lately.
I have no idea.
Okay.
What's a Bad
Anyway, he's a Latin artist, I believe. Rapper, artist, musician, of some sort. Anyway, it's a wrestling game, and they took a year off, so I think it looks better than it's looked. Like they always. No, God, no. No. Wrestling peaked at the N64, and it's been terrible ever since.
Damn.
Ever since.
Damn.
But this might be better than the last couple ones they've put out. So, hopefully that's the case. But they should probably just do something different.
It looks kind of bad visually.
I mean, I think it looks better than it's looked for a while visually.
Yeah, dude. Those games have come in real hot the last few,
yeah.
NWO.
Oh yeah, of course. There has to be like some version where you can get old ass wrestlers because people only care about old ass wrestlers. The people who buy the video games only care about the old ass wrestlers. On the 15th, we are getting The Cruel King and the Great Hero coming out to Switch and PS4. This, I think, was out in Japan for a while, but this is the first time it's getting a Western release. And I think this game looks adorable.
It's very cute.
Yeah, I think I'd like to play this one. It seems cool.
Chase, BCE.
Yeah, it does. It does seem like that, doesn't it? So yeah, I'll probably end up picking this one up. Moving on, also on the 15th, Grand Theft Auto 5 and GTA Online are finally getting their current gen console upgrades to the PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Can we just stop?
I don't know. We'll make some shark cards or something.
I don't understand it, but we're here for it.
Dr. Dre's in GTA Online now, so
thank God.
Over it.
Yep. Where do you think GTA 6 is going to be? What's the setting? What do they do?
Vice City.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe go back to Vice City.
I would love Vice City. I wanted them to do it with 5, but it still works with 6. Grand Theft Auto VICE, baby.
Yep.
I just do it. It'd be so good. Be so good.
I think that my take on it, they've got to go back a little bit. Just with like, they even made comments about like it's hard to be poignant
Or
about
to satirize
Yeah.
modern America.
Yeah.
How do you what is satire in the age of
Right.
Trump, post-Trump? Like
Yeah.
it's impossible. Although I would kind of like to see like a Vice City but modern day,
Yeah.
where it still has all the vestiges of its 80s glory, and you still have a lot of people who are hanging on to that past, but it's just grimy and sad. That'd be kind of something.
cool.
Be something I might be into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can
on the
check that out.
16th, Tunic finally coming out. PC,
yeah.
Mac, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Bobby, I know you're probably the most excited of any of us. What do you think of that demo of Tunic that came out?
I think
sometime
I
last
wanted
year?
more of it, man. Like I think that this is 100% a Zelda game that I think will be a little bit more inventive in some cases on that style of Zelda formula, and I love the way it looks. It played really
I
well.
do love that look.
And I'm very excited to check this one out. I thought it was a Game Pass game, but I was wrong.
Well, cool.
Yeah, this will be a for sure pickup for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
On St. Patrick's Day, the 17th, we are getting Anno Mutationem. I think that's how you pronounce that. I think this game also looks really cool. It's this kind of 2D character in a 3D world, but it's a 2.5D perspective. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an action game. Just has a real slick look to it. I'm pretty interested in what it's doing.
Yeah.
And that's coming to PC, PS4, and PS5. So yeah, maybe we'll check out more of that later this month. Also coming out on St. Patrick's Day is Persona 4 Arena Ultimax for PC, Switch, and PS4. This is like a remaster. This game originally came out in 2013, and Ultimax is an update to the 2012 standard vanilla Persona 4 Arena. So this is the Persona fighting game series, and I liked Arena a decent amount. It plays well. It's Arc System Works game, so the people behind Dragon Ball Fighters and Blaze Blue, and it looks slick. It's got a lot of auto combo stuff in it, so it's pretty easy to pick up and play. It's got a story to it.
Okay.
Not a good story, but it's got a story to it.
Huh.
I still think if you want a Persona story that takes place after the events of Persona 4, you should go to Persona 4 Dancing All Night, and not Arena. Arena's story isn't quite that good, but it does have a fun cast. They brought in, I think in Ultimax, they brought in a bunch of Persona 3 characters, and that's cool. And they also brought in Marie from Persona 4 Golden, who I like, because Golden was the only time I've played through Persona 4, so I like that character a decent amount. Yeah.
Nice.
Good. It's pretty good. On the 18th, this is the other probably ill-fated Square game. What are you doing, Square? Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. Coming to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Chaos, guys. How do you feel about Chaos?
This game looks so stupid.
This is the one that he had like a T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening here. So this is
The first, right?
This is technically what happens before Final Fantasy 1, which Final Fantasy 1 is not all that weird. It's a pretty standard
That game
fantasy
came out
setting.
40 years ago.
Yeah. And it sure as shit didn't have people in t-shirts. I don't know.
Yeah, where are the red
happening
mages?
here.
Where are the white mages?
What's the Warrior of Light doing here? Like who are these people? What are they doing? It feels like you Final Fantasy 15'd up Final Fantasy 1, but also this is like a Dark Souls style game. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't
It's gonna be a no for me, dog.
know. Johnny, you like Souls games. You gonna play this one?
No, this looks bad.
Yeah. What Square? What are you doing? Why are you putting
I-
this game out now? Why?
I'm-
Why would you do such a thing?
I'm eager for this to come out just to see how badly it's panned.
Oh, yeah.
Well, but Square's going to come out and say, it overperformed expectations
Yeah, because it's from one of their
because
Japanese.
it's a Japanese studio thing. Guardians of the Galaxy, disappointment. Tomb Raider, disappointment. Hitman, such a disappointment. This game is going to be
Man?
just fine. Oh yeah, Quiet Man. Man,
God.
what a game! What a game! We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the discourse around Final Fantasy Origin. That'll be interesting. On the 18th, Rune Factory 5 is coming to the Nintendo Switch. This is Bobby. I know I've talked to you about Rune Factory before. I have not played one, but this is kind of Harvest Moon meets RPG. It's I would say it's similar to what Stardew Valley is doing, but it probably focuses a little bit more on the RPG than it does the farming, where I would say Stardew's kind of the other way around.
Yeah.
It's also anime as fuck, so you're probably not going to like it.
Anime.
Very anime. But, it's one of those. They've made 5 of them. I hear these are pretty solid games. The RPG part, looking at this trailer, doesn't look too bad to me. The farming stuff, I think, looks like garbage. So, I'm not sure about this one. But, look at this. Oh yeah, you're in these arenas, you're fighting these kind of cool looking monsters, you got these flashy attacks, and then we're going to get to the farming, and it's just... Oh boy.
Yeah.
I just don't like this at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, let's move on. On the 24th of March, we are getting The Ascent for PS4 and PS5. This came out last year on some other platforms. Bobby, I believe you played and
cool.
liked The Ascent?
I do like that game quite a bit.
Okay. Did you finish it?
I didn't. It's a game that I think would be better suited playing with other people, and I just didn't have that. But it's still on my computer. It was a Game Pass day and date. It's neat. It's really cool.
Okay.
I'd like to check it out.
I don't think I've seen anything about crossplay. I would imagine it probably doesn't have crossplay.
It does have. I mean, I was at least able to play with people.
Well, Xbox to PC,
Yeah.
for sure, but these are the PS4 and PS5 versions coming out, and I'm guessing they probably will not play nicely with
Johnny, you want to
the
look that up?
other consoles, if I had to guess.
If it's crossplay.
Yeah.
PlayStation to Xbox or PlayStation to PC or any of that. Anyway,
No,
Okay.
yeah.
only between
that makes sense.
Xbox and PC.
That tracks.
No mention of PlayStation.
All right, guys. Also on the 24th, Relayer.
This is not the right trailer. Yeah, it is.
No, it is. It is. Yeah, it's weird. It starts out, it looks like it's an ad for a
was like,
college
wait,
or something.
What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. But no, this is... Now, stop me if you've heard this before. This is a turn-based strategy RPG
Okay.
with mechs in it. So it's
That's-
a totally new concept.
that's crazy.
Nobody's ever thought of it before.
What?
I saw this a couple months ago. I can't remember why or where, but I saw it and went, oh, okay. I need this in my life. When's this coming out? I knew that it wouldn't be coming out for a handful more months, but it looks like one of my kind of games.
This is the biggest chase energy I've seen in some time.
Yep, I'm sure as shit gonna play this one. I hope it's good. It's probably not, but I really hope it's good. Yeah, I don't know. It's extremely anime. You got some cool looking mechs, and I want it. I want it real bad.
God. What?
Well, it's a good thing that no other good games are coming out, maybe literally a day after Relayer comes out on the 24th. But, just to humor us, why don't we check out what might be coming out on the 25th? On March 25th, Ghostwire Tokyo is coming out to PC and PS5. This is a Bethesda game, but it's not coming out on the Xbox because of prior exclusivity agreements. So, Xbox is making a PlayStation game, which is fun.
Just like MLB The Show is on Game Pass.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. What do we think about this game?
I think it looks stylistic as hell, but I don't know if I'll like it.
I know the three of us are mostly big babies when it comes to horror stuff, and this game is spooky.
Yeah. I'm very curious about it, and it's probably one of those things I'll wait and see what people's general impressions are.
Yeah.
Or, in a year, it's probably going to be on Game Pass. Yeah. And maybe I'll just wait for that to happen.
Almost assuredly true. I'm also really fascinated by this game, and I don't think I'd like it, but I kind of just want to know about it.
It just has such an interesting vibe going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely an interesting looking game, and excited to hear more about it, even if probably not going to end up picking it up. But also on the 25th, we're getting Kirby and the Forgotten Land coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
That game's going to be a mouthful, guys.
Mouthful mode.
I want it.
I need it.
I'm very excited for this.
I might even stop playing Relayer to play some Kirby.
Yeah, this is an absolute pickup for me.
Yep, it's a definite. I originally, when I heard they were making a 3D Kirby, I was like, I don't know if that's going to work. I was skeptical, but every trailer they've shown since has gotten me more and more confident that this is going to be pretty good. And then you get Kirby, and you go, well, maybe this is Game of the Year.
It's going to be tough.
What else do you want?
Best moment feels already a lock in.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I mean, it was
best
Elden Ring. Elden Ring had like a month where it was potentially, best moment, and then mouthful mode happens, and you go, well, that's out. We're done there. This is a pretty easy pickup, I think, for all of us. Maybe Johnny will actually touch his Switch. It'll be a Christmas miracle.
Hey, I played a bunch of Legends.
Earlier in the show, you said it's been weeks since I touched my Switch.
A couple of weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay. I mean, I could have gone to Bobby, because I know he hates the Switch, but I was trying to spread the love or the hate.
I hate the Switch, and I've played it more than Johnny's played his.
That's true. So what does Johnny think? He must despise it. Speaking of things that we despise, on the 25th, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
I'm calling it right now. This game is going to blow up. We're going to be compelled to check it out. It's going to be some really cool PvE shit that I just won't be able to get past her for, unfortunately. But I think people...
I just don't like Borderlands. I
really like Borderlands 1.
Yeah.
I kind of like Borderlands 2. And then I hate literally everything else they've done.
This, I think, is going to do some interesting things with gameplay. I do feel that way. I think I
see that.
The not having grenades and having abilities instead of those, I think, is really cool. I just don't know if I can get past who's running the show here.
I don't think I could even mute this game and enjoy it. Because I would just know.
Borderlands 2 was as much edgelord humor as I could stand.
Yeah. It was also too much. Like, I didn't need to give a shit about Butt Stallion or any of the crap that was going on there. But there was enough fun game that didn't have the Handsome Jack bullshit that was going on, and lots of other bullshit from lots of other characters. But yeah, after that, they just kept leaning into the garbage, and people are eating it up. We have friends. We have friends of our podcast.
People who love Tiny Tina are the same people who say 2.5 Men is their favorite TV show.
That's a very good point. I think there's probably an age gap there, but I think at least from a sensibility standpoint, you're right, Johnny.
No, that's the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that's probably more age appropriate for what we're talking about here. I still don't know how it's possible that you have the same voice actors for Tiny Tina and Aloy. They are...
What a year for her.
Polar opposites. I don't know. Ashley Burch, you're very
you,
talented, and I wish you wouldn't waste your talents on something like Tiny Tina.
I'm telling you, though, this game's going to be huge. And
I believe it, because there are a lot of fucking idiots out there with bad taste.
It's probably the most fun mechanically out of any of these games. I will say that right now, just watching this shit.
Johnny, when you hear Bobby say this, do you feel like is he going to pull an Elden Ring style switcheroo on us?
Exactly.
Is he going to come, guys? I got to tell you about this new game I'm playing.
We're going to be hearing about
Tina's Wonderland.
I bet you it's going to be. I can see it being an 8 or a 9, probably like an 84 to 80. 86.
Well, Johnny, I wasn't gonna play it, but then my cousin gave me $30, and I have to do it, so I bought the game, and I love it.
Here's a picture of Outriders. I got it as a gift. I guess I got to play it.
Well, that was handed to me, yes, and I still have not played it. I still have not played it. I haven't played it at all. I played the demo, and I hated it. I literally haven't played it at all.
What's after?
I do on a day when it happened. Well, I mean, what else would you want other than Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? But if you do want something else, Bobby, you did mention it was coming to Game Pass, but it's also coming to PS5. Crusader Kings 3 is coming out on the 29th. PS5 and Xbox Series X. Johnny, do you think these games would play well at all on a console?
I have no idea how they would translate that stuff to a controller. I mean...
Well, maybe you'll have to tell us. Maybe you'll play the Game Pass version and report back.
Was that coming to Xbox One?
It might. Well, the only thing I saw was PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Okay. So I don't have a Series console, so I can't check it out there.
Wow.
But
what a waste.
I am very curious to see how that plays, because I adore that game.
I know you do.
And... yeah, I just don't know how you make that play well. I mean, Civ on console is okay.
All right.
So, sure.
But, I don't know. It's just so many menus, and yeah, it's just a lot. So
yeah. Maybe it'll just be a Destiny-style thing where they have the virtual cursor. That would be so bad. Ugh, that would be the worst. That would be the worst option to do. That is actually one of the things I hate about Destiny the most, is that fucking cursor. It's ruined other games.
Cursor.
Yes, thank you. Let's move on. We only got a few more here. On the 30th, Death Stranding Director's Cut comes to PC. Princess Beach. On the 31st, we're getting Weird West. Bobby, you talked about this on Game Pass, and it's a Devolver game. What is Weird West?
Weird West is being brought to you by... God, what were the two other games they worked on? Fuck, I had this ready to go. I want to say Diablo, but I think that's wrong.
Is it Desperados?
No. It's
okay. The guys kind of look like Desperados.
The guys that are working on this game have previously worked on something pretty big. This is an isometric RPG, like a very weird shooter that they're saying you can do some pretty zany shit in it.
In the name. That'd be weird.
Raphael Colantonio worked at Arcane for a long time.
So
he's co-creator of Dishonored.
Yes, that's it. So from what I've heard, some of those abilities that you would expect from like a Dishonored game, not necessarily the exact same things, but like that sort of interaction is going to be present here. Loot, upgrades, deep RPG. I'm very excited for this game. It was supposed to come out earlier this year, got pushed to March, and I was really bummed about that. But I am really excited to check this one out. I think it's going to be pretty fucking neat.
Okay. And lastly, it hasn't gotten a release date yet, but Dawn of the Monsters is coming out to PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and damn it, we almost made it through without having to say Stadia. This game is coming to the Stadia as well.
It won't be long now until
this is a this is a kaiju beat 'em up game. It's being made by WayForward. It's got a really nice look to it.
Yeah,
seems pretty cool. And when that does get a release date, maybe I'll end up checking that out.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys, that was March.
You are the man.
Time. We have to decide on the games we think are going to be good, or the games we think we're going to buy, or however we make our picks. I don't know, whatever the criteria is. Bobby, why don't you go first this month? I want to hear what your picks are for the month of March.
I put down 4. Sorry.
You put down 4 last month.
Not sorry. Weird West, Kirby, Far Changing Tides, and Tunic are the games I'm excited for in March.
Sounds good. I'm with you on Kirby for sure. That's a must play. Ignited Steel, I'd really like to play if I get that Steam Deck, but I'm guessing mine's not coming until. Yeah, I'm guessing my Steam Deck's not coming until April at the earliest, so I won't be playing it this month, but I will be. Maybe that's something we could do for a week on Casual Mondays.
I think we should.
I would like to see and potentially play more of that. And then Relayer, because that is just so my shit. Hopefully it'll be good. Johnny, you're pulling up the back end on this one. What do you think for March?
Definitely buying Kirby. I did have Gran Turismo 7 there, but if I'm being honest with myself, if I'm going to play any racing game, it's going to be Forza Horizon 5. So I swapped that out for Ignited Steel after seeing the trailer for that. I think that looks really cool. And maybe the Chocobo game. That might be fun.
Want real racing.
Yeah.
Fuck Gran Turismo. You want round wheels, you're going to go to Chocobo.
Exactly.
God damn it.
No, I don't know. We play Mario Kart together as a family sometimes, and I don't know. I like Final Fantasy characters. Could be fun.
Sure.
So
when did they announce that? When is the DLC, the new tracks for Mario Kart coming out?
Doesn't it start in the summer?
Summer and fall.
So it's still a ways away.
Runs through next year.
Into 2023. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so still a bit. There's some time to play some other kart racers before the Mario Kart comes out.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, guys, that is the month of March. That is what we think about the month of March. And I'm going to throw it back over to Bobby to end this goddamn show.
Thanks, Chase. So if you want to follow along with what we got going on, there's lots of ways to do that. You can go to casualhour.com to do so. But we've got a big week. So Chase and I got to play a little Destiny on Monday night. That was a great time. We're working through the campaign, or I'm working through the campaign alongside Chase. We have a quick look for Elden Ring, a game that we all love, up on our YouTube channel right now. You can check.
Let's not say we all love. Let's not lie to the folks.
That's fair.
The 2/3 of us love, and one of us is apathetic about it.
Yes. Tonight we told you all about those games that are coming out in the month of March. Thursday, we have another quick look for a demo from the Steam Next Fest that Chase and I got to do for A Little to the Left, which is a very cool little puzzle game. Check that out tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central on youtube.com/casualhour. And Friday night, Johnny, Bobby, and Jason are going to be heading back to the Lands Between for a little bit more Elden Ring on Friday night, where we kick off Ring Kings. And we'll have some fun with that. So... Ring Kings on Friday night. Elden Ring, Chase.
Really tarnishing the whole Casual Hour name here.
Trying our best. Chase, you're
called I don't know if you know this, Bobby, but you're called Tarnished in the game. So, play on words.
I get it.
Okay.
You've had a lot of stuff going on. You had a really big episode.
Really long episode, that's for damn sure. Friend of the show, Jiggy-san Matchgare, joined me to talk about the top 25 Game Boy Advance games of all time for my podcast, Gamers on the Go, and we had a real good time figuring out all the fiddly rules, whether we count which games we could count, which games we wouldn't count, and then trying to make a 25 list for that. It's a good time. It's like a 3-hour long podcast, and I'm both sorry and also fuck you guys. You should listen to it anyway. You can find that at gamersonthego.com. And then Johnny and I know we've taken a bit of a hiatus with Elden Ring and some traveling that was happening, but I think we're going to get back to our Pokemon Nuzlocke in Pokemon Shining Pearl, and hopefully get through that game pretty soon. And it's been fun having Johnny on that journey with me.
That's awesome. Yeah. Johnny, anything else you want to update before we get out of here?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. That's going to do it for us tonight. Chase, thanks again for putting this episode together. Really appreciate it, as always. And check out our YouTube channel tomorrow morning and come back Friday night for some Tarnished Ring King action. We'll see you all then.